32 switch. A man sits pressure cooking on the margins of Route 32. The world is flesh and saltbush, blood and gibber, dress blues and a hairdryer. What else is there? 5k's out of town, the road runs right and then left. I don't know why, it just does. Then the scrawny black bastard runs gun barrel straight for 32 kilometres. This is where I wait. Think. This is where I wonder why the hell I'm still here. The local hoons love this patch. They wind up here, fire in their hearts, egos up their arse, go like hell. I wait for 'em. There's a small stand of mulga scrub right in the perfect spot. It's almost like God planted them for my benefit, but I know He doesn't give a shit about me. It's cloudy today, but not much cooler. The Bureau forecast 32. Last night's storms gave way to low ceilings of grey, billowing promise. The cockies are crossing their fingers and pushing it uphill again. I don't know why they bother, stupid buggers. I don't know why anyone bothers with this place, and yet I'm here. Won't be long now. The HF crackles, cage truck going on air in town. It's Saturday morning, so they'll be busy cleaning up the mess from last night. PM shift will get ready for tonight's instalment. I did a couple of years in town, filling cells with grog-soaked dipshits in need of drying out and a thumping. Bloody brawls and broken limbs. That was the plod's life out here. No more of that stuff for me, though. Out here's where I belong. Route 32, baby. Won't be long now. I stare at my chimpanzee fingers on the wheel. Black hair and skin knuckles. Check the time. 7:32. There's still a pink scar ring-barking that finger on my left hand. Crap. Divorce came through with the new year. She got the kids, our house on the beach, and a third of my salary every fortnight. And a faggot Asian boyfriend got to move in. Sleeps in my bed. I got screwed over and transferred back here. Maybe it was the best thing that could have happened. They told me this was where I belonged, with the red dust in my lungs. 32 years old and I'm back where it began, on the edge of the boonies, out on Route 32. This is where the boys would wind our old V8 shitboxes and try to crack 130 miles. We'd hoot and holler and try not to show how scared we were. It was all about the bullshit and the bravado. It was about the speed. That's how I know they'll be coming today. It won't be long. The lure of Route 32 is irresistible. There's music on the horizon. Pure, rich. It rolls across the orange plains with a perfect tenor note. They're here at last. I take my cue. The weapon is switched on. An eternal riff growls menacing, bouncing around on the belly of the clouds. I slide out of my seat, crouch low in the scrub, aim my hairdryer back up Route 32 towards town. I hit the read button. Radar waves dance invisibly up the bitumen. It almost seems unfair. Almost. I keep my eyes fixed on the LED. There's an instant where I catch my reflection in the perspex. A smile stitches across my face like a cricket ball seam. For that one heartbeat, I'm alive. I'm a little bit younger. I'm a hell of a lot more reckless. It's like the gun's transporting parts of me back up the highway towards that target. I'm eager for a chase. I need the rush. A legend roars past. She's black and chrome and gorgeous curves. A vet, 32, an awful lot on the side. I check the LED, 132 and rising. My legs surge. Let's get some. The 245s shower the orange gibber. I waggle a white steel ass out all over Route 32, while the boots scream submission. I'm a mile behind, so I hold the sequential shift and I wind her out through ecstasy before I make each change. I'm roaring now, more of a man than ever before. Invincible, powerful. The man's in the command for the first time in a decade. My orange needle slides comfortably past 160, slides towards nirvana, and still the black vet keeps disappearing. I push my rubber sole into the floor. It's almost 200 before the gap stabilises and I start to win. Wipers chatter against the windscreen like nervous dentures. I should call in the pursuit, but I resist. It doesn't feel like anyone else's business. They can all piss off. I wind out the last of the horses and the needle goes for the reset button. The gap narrows. At 2:20, the surface of Route 32 becomes the moon. The wheels go light, defy gravity. I crest a drainage culvert and all four tyres bite the air. I hit the blues and the whistles and the vet fills the windscreen. Then the 327 screams a new orgasm and she pulls away from me again. Logic and physics lose relevance. I start to lose it. I start to think about the switch. The road to hell blazes straight, shimmering in liquid heat. The vet grows faint. She's vanishing. I've got to choose. I can bail out now or I can hit the switch. And I really need to call it in. If something happens now, I'll be writing reports till I'm 60. Screw it. Live life, man. I flick the switch and the radio stays silent. And I don't know why. Out across the saltbush you can hear the mechanical wail. It's the Nürburgring, 1936. I'm in a Silver Arrow, but white and blue. My orange needle wedges solid against the reset button. No hope of imminent return. The interceptor is alive with the sound of jungle juice and forced induction. The vet slides back to me like a nervous lover. We fuse together. The two of us race across the mulga like piano keys, minor and major. My pulsing blue lights shine on her orange coachwork and the black window tint. High beams join the show, demanding compliance, but she doesn't stop. I need to call this off before somebody dies, but I don't. I don't give a shit if he dies, and I care even less about myself. I don't care about the bust now. I just want to run this bloke down, stare into his face and ask him why. After 10 minutes of straight running, Route 32 makes a gentle, sweeping right-hander. It's a killer corner, bitumen, blood, steel and bone. Even the groves of saltbush start retreating from the road at this point, like they're expecting trouble. The verge runs to a naked horizon, orange and cream. As the killer bend approaches, I button off, switch myself back to normality, and wait for my companion to do the same. They don't. The vet switches across the centre line, straight edges the bend. They're not stopping for any man. I roll right out of it, the needle disconnects from the reset and I make the turn. The vet burrows down between a lonely pair of mulga trees perfectly planted for the task. The hem of Route 32 explodes into ochre billows. Welcome to hell, man. I torpedo punt the brake pedal through the firewall. It takes me 100 yards to stop. I start thinking about what I'm going to find. I hope I got decent gloves in the first aid kit, because this is going to be a coroner's job. Chrome and body parts splattered across the scrub. It takes me minutes to get back there. I leap into the heat at the place where the vet left the road. The air's like a gas oven, full of exhaust, burning brake linings. The bush flies swarm in on my liquid brow. They join me on my bolt to the mulga trees. The son of the bitch must have been airborne when he left the road. There isn't a tyre mark or a scrape. There's not a single gibber out of place. I slide through the shade of the trees and out into airless orange dust, but there's nothing. I walk in hope until it's just me and the blue bush and the black kites and the fear snakes and the flies. But the vet no longer exists. She's gone, evaporated. I spin through 360 degrees just to make sure, and I need to be wrong. I only find land. But she came through here all right, shot off Route 32 like tracer fire. Someone forgot to tell the land. She's been swallowed. It's impossible at every level, yet it is. The vet's vanished, and my sanity sets itself up to join the party. A cloudy heat sets my head to simmer. My temples boom timpani. I stagger back to the car, fall down and inspect the insects splattering on the grill. My silver bumpers are peppered with shot marks of flying gibber. The radiator fins sparkle with red dust. No, I'm not going insane. It happened. Back in the driver's seat it feels stuffy and airless, like the final days of my marriage. What the hell's going on? The HF throws out a belt of squelch and I find myself thanking the roof lining I didn't call in the pursuit. They'd have me hauled away. I drop back into my seat and stare at a woolly, cushioned sky. And a day vanishes like American muscle cars can. Evening starts to growl. Day lost as I'm paralysed, hyperactive brain trapped in a languid body. And by the time you reach 32, you figure you've got it pretty much worked out, this thing they call life. You've experienced everything, love and laughter and loss and loathing. I'm pretty good at the last one. There's nothing in life you haven't seen or haven't heard, but there's today. I can't explain today. I can't make sense of one little bit of it. It just feels like I'm losing it. And I know as long as my feet keep stirring the dust, I know it happened, even though I can't explain it. I finally swing the door shut for my return to base, and I hear that music again, that beautiful, eternal, roaring guitar. Engines across Gibber plains like the sweetest memory or the worst nightmare. I close my eyes and try to man up. I don't want to think anymore, I don't want to remember. Today's never going to leave me. And even if it does, I know I won't be able to forget. I can't turn the switch off and let the dead rest. Extinguish those of us who have failed to find the living. I point myself back up Route 32, towards darkness, towards tomorrow.